Who am I speaking with?
Mark Ragan, CEO of Ragan Communications, publisher PR Daily, Ragan.com.
Two sites that my content has appeared on because I myself am a brand journalist, and you feel pretty strongly about this field, yes?
I think brand journalism is probably the most powerful marketing device today, or content marketing device today, that a company can use. I like to sum up brand journalism by using the phrase company as media outlet. And there's not a lot of companies doing this right now, which makes it even more powerful for companies that jump on the brand journalism bandwagon.
Literally could not possibly agree anymore with you on this. My motto for my company has been content is the currency of social media and search, because everyone wants to be in that area. And guess what? Create some content.
And not only that, no matter what kind of company you're in, you can occupy a niche in the smallest industry where you may have a customer base of 2,000 people. But for those 2,000 people, you could be the go-to news site for your niche. And imagine how powerful that is. I have case studies that I teach in my brand journalism workshops of companies that are now appearing #1 in Google search results that are indistinguishable from trade publishers that used to cover that industry. So really, it's kind of a change in the way a marketer thinks about the way they get their message out to customers. If you start thinking,
Actually, no, let me cut you off right there where you said the way marketers think about customers, because I've run into this problem before working with clients is they have a hard time not thinking of marketing. How do you do the shift?
well, first of all, I'm glad you pointed that out, because maybe I shouldn't have said marketers. I should really say corporate communicators and PR people. I say marketers because ultimately the goal with brand journalism is to create more sales, to create more customers, to create a return on investment. And so marketers are really, or should be, interested in brand journalism, but they may not be the ones that are actually producing the brand journalism. For that, you want traditional journalists, I believe. And there's a lot of them out there right now. So there are companies all over the world right now scooping up old newspaper reporters, people who have been trained in traditional journalism. These companies are scooping them up and starting to put out news sites around their brand. But there's a couple of key things that they have to keep in mind. You cannot market. You can't, that's what makes it kind of a conundrum. Marketing people are interested in this because they want to engage new customers and existing customers, but they can't let a shred of marketing infiltrate their brand journalism site.
But in a sense, it still can if it's not in traditional marketing, because the content marketing or the brand journalism can fulfill the different roles in the sales cycle, right? Can you explain that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, just beginning by getting new customers. So if I'm a specialty steels company that produces steel coils, probably a very small niche, I could become the go-to news site on everything every single potential buyer would want to know about that industry. Is that marketing? Well, I think it is, because the #1 thing you can do today is get into your customer's workflow. So if I produce a news site around that specialty steel product that becomes the #1 result in Google search, I've pretty much done my job. The rest now is closing the deal and converting those readers, because that's what they are, into lifelong customers. And you see this. I mean, American Express has been doing this with Open Forum for years. It's a tremendously successful site. If you go to Open Forum, you'll get more content you ever needed on how to run a small business, which is their target audience. And yet, there's no selling. You're not going to see pop-up ads on getting a platinum card or any direct sale to American Express. But what they're doing is they're saying, you come to our site for every single need, and we will solve that need. We will answer your questions. We'll give you solutions. And then what happens? Well, then you eventually convert those people into American Express, hopefully lifelong customers.
Well, because you build trust with them first.
You build trust and you get into their workflow. They go to your site all the time, perhaps even every day. We did that with PR Daily and Ragan.com. I mean, we are essentially practicing brand journalism every day at Ragan Communications with our 4 news sites. Now, all of our content is free, so how do we make money? Well, once we have those customers and they trust us and they depend upon us for information that they can use, then we start selling them other things.
So actually, would you say that everybody at this conference, or a huge percentage, are first readers of PR Daily and Ragan.com?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I opened this conference, about 350 people in the room, and I asked for a show of hands, as I always do, how many of you read PR Daily and Ragan.com? Everyone raised their hand. I said, how many of you don't know my company at all or don't know what we do? And not a single person raised their hand. That's because of what I call brand journalism. They know us, they love our content, and the rest is getting them to buy our product. Our product is chiefly training, conferences, webinars, webcasts, and we do very well leading with content and closing with everything else.
Excellent, Mark. Thanks so much for your time.
Sure. Thank you, David.